Who was the domino player?
My dad. Sometimes we used to be playing when I've come of 18, and that before I went in the army. Dad said to me on my birthday, "You're 18 today, boy." He said, "I'll take you down there and buy you your first official pint of beer." I laughed. That wasn't my official, because both my brothers, Herbert and Fred, both worked at the brewery, Bennett's Brewery in Dunstable, bottom of Chiltern Road. And Herbert was the foreman there of the mineral water stores. Yeah. And quite an interesting life, really.
So, next question. Do you remember any of the shops in town, in the village?
Yeah, the most important shop in Oaten Regis was the one at the top end of so it was a Mrs. Dickens, up past, up the centre of up at the top of the village, opposite Horace Tompkins' garage, opposite the garage there. Mrs. Dickens, yeah.
What was her shop?
Sweet shop. Then there was another little shop next door to it called Miss Tim's.
And what was that?
A little bit of everything sort of thing, you know, little more like little junk shops, yeah.
Any other shops?
No, they're the shops. Coming down there was coming down from the top of the village. Pubs. There was 7 pubs in the village. Yeah. There was the Carpenter's Arms at the top of the village.
5 bells.
Queen's Arms. Let's think. Carpenter's Arms. The Queen's. White Horse. The King's Arms. The Green was the Crown. The Checkers was on the bottom of the village. And we also had another pub that come in the county, in the boundary of Oaten Regis, which was at the bottom of the cutting, called the Green Man. Yeah, Green Man. That was there. Yeah. Then there was shops. There was Mrs. Dickens, Miss Tim's. Then on the opposite side of the road, I forget what that shop was. One side of the road was the butcher's. Tompkins, I think his name was Tompkins. Then the next shop on that side, same side of the road, was Horsley's, old Johnny Horsley's. His daughter was cub mistress. Opposite side of the road to that was Squire's, a little bit further back up the village. And the next to that was Bright's, the little butcher's shop. That was next door to the King's Arms. Then I come across the road, back the road, the next shop was Graystocks, which was the post office. And next door to the post office was a baker's, Jack Bird's, who I eventually went and worked for. Then next door to that was a greengrocer's, vegetables and all that. Jim Bandy, oh Jim, he was there. He had that shop. Then it changed over to Jasper Perry. There was one more shop, King's Arms, around the corner from King's Arms. I don't know what sort of shop it is now, but it's a big shop now. I think it's looks more like a garden, not a garden centre, where you furniture and that sort of thing. that used to be a little sweet shop. His front room used to be a children's sweet shop. And that was quite... On the fence, on his metal fence, he had two penny machines. One penny machine was chocolate, and the other penny machine was cigarettes. And the name of the cigarettes was, begin with C. I forget the actual call, but there was three cigarettes in a packet, and the machine was a penny machine, because in the village we had an old tramp that lived down at Thorn. His name was Willie Carter. He was a nice old chap. We boys used to get on well with him. Used to sit and talk to him on the green of a Sunday and a Saturday and that, or night time in the summertime. And he used to tell us some of his stories of his younger days and that. And quite interesting chats we used to get with Willie. And of course, Dad said to me one day when we was going, he said, "Harry," I said, "Yes, Father." "Yes, Dad, what's the matter?" I'm worried about you." I said, "Well, what are you worried about me?" He said, "You ain't like any other kids." He said, "You've got a cash box upstairs full of pennies, sixpences and that." He said, "Why?" I said, "Well, I would like to be able to walk out up the village with 2 or 3 pennies in my pocket so that I could jingle them." I said, I used to say, "Shake your money and be happy." That was an old saying in them days. And so he said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Anyhow," he said, "Well," he said, "what are you saving it for? Why don't you buy yourself sweets with it?" I said, "Because I got one ambition in life, have money. I've always going to have plenty of money." I said, "Soon as I get enough money out of there, I'm going to buy myself a good bike, a decent bicycle." But what was I? 10, 11-year-old, I think I was about that time. And Dad said to me, he said, what for?" I said, "Got an idea." "An idea?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, you were always full of bloody ideas," he said. So I said, "Yeah." I said, "But some of them materialise and turn out good." So he said, "Yeah, I quite agree with you." So he said, "What's this one you then?" I said, "Well, when I get enough money, buy myself a decent bike, I'll get Herbert to do something for me." Herbert was my oldest brother, and he was good. It didn't matter what he done, was good. So he said, "Oh yeah, what's this then?" And then my dad said, "Well, I'll have a count up with you. We'll see how much money you got, see what we can do." Anyway, Father counted up my money. I had about £6, I think. Well, in that days, six quid was 6 weeks' wages. Of course, wages were only £1 a week. That was only £1 a week, wages were them days. And he said to me, "You've got enough here to buy a bloody beautiful bike, a good one, a good rally." So I said, "It's got to be an upright, not a racing. I don't want a racing bike. A racing bike, I couldn't do what I want to do." So he said, "All right." Anyhow. He said, "Well, get Herbert to take you up to Cycles and Wireless on Saturday morning after he comes out of work. He'll go up there with you and get you your bike." And they got me this upright bike. So I said to Herbert, I said, "Now," I said, "what I want you to do for me, please, Bert, is put me a carrier over the back wheel, nice strong carrier, with a box, wooden box on the top with a lid on it. He said, "Oh yeah." Oh, he said, "What for?" I said, "I'm going in old Gravestocks." I said, and suggest something to him, because I said, coming home like the other night, I said, a lady come out of that shop. I said, and I shall always remember her name, Mrs. Stones, lived in Albert Road. That was the middle street of the three. There was King Street, Albert Road, Cumberland Street in the village. I said, she come struggling out there with 2 bags of shopping. I said, and me being what I was, I said to her, Mrs. Stone, hello, Harry. I said, I know her because of her grandchildren and that I used to know, boys and girls, what we played together. I said to her, can I carry your shopping home for you? I said, you are struggling to carry it home. I said, and I think I'm strong enough to carry them 2 bags of shopping for you. Would you? I said, yeah. So I took it home for her. That was what was in my mind. And anyhow, the next day, I come home from school. I used to go to school on my bike. Got permission to leave it locked up in the school pound, and that. Put my bike aside the curb, waiting there. Old Greystock looked at me. Hello, young Harry. What are you up to? I said, I've come to see you about some business. Oh, he said, this is a business talk, is it? I said, yeah. So I said, well, what? Come on, what is your... I said, well, I came home from school last night. I said, and a lady come out of this shop carrying 2 heavy bags of shopping, and Mrs. Stone in Albert Road. Yes. I said, well, I carried her shopping home. I said, don't you think that would be a good idea if you was to have one of us lads to do the deliveries on a Saturday morning for these old people who acquired her, what's it? And he said, what a brainy idea. Yes, Harry. He said, leave it with me and come and see me about Wednesday. And he said, I'll tell you what I've done. And of course, when Wednesday come, when I went and see him on a Wednesday night, I said, well, to what conclusion have you come to, mister, about my idea? Harry, Saturday morning you will start work here at 8:30 to do your first delivery of shopping.
How old were you then, Harry?
I don't know whether I was 11 or 12.
11 or 12?
Yeah. And anyhow, on Saturday morning I reported to work. Mr. Grace looked at me. Oh yeah, nice, smart, clean, lovely. Be polite to the customers. He said, I said, oh yeah, too true. Because I said, it's the customers that keeps the shops a going, doesn't it? He said, yeah. And he was quite talkable. Now then, he said, I'm going to be good to you. He said, the first day you're going to work from 8:30 till 11 o'clock. I said, yeah. He said, and I will give you 3 pennies. Well, when he said 3 pennies, cool, I nearly jumped out of my shoes. I said, thank you very much, Mr. Greystock. I'll accept your offer. And of course, he paid me 3p. Yeah.
Was that the first job that you'd had?
Yeah, that was there.
That was there.
Yeah.
What about this gentleman? I'm just showing Harry a picture of Mr. Carter. Not Mr. Carter, Mr. Ward, Percy Ward.
And the old bread van.
The old bread van. What can you tell me about Percy?
He was a slave driver.
How did you meet him?
I don't know how I met him, but he asked me if I wanted a job in the bakehouse to help out an hour at night after school, and he'd pay me food. He used to give me a penny for that hour, and that was I used to clean the tins for the bread used to go in. He used to put the dough in to bake the bread in. And of course, when I was 14, he gave me, I got a job for you. Oh yeah. Anyhow, I said, oh yeah, what is it? And he said, delivering bread with a carrier bike on a bicycle. I said, oh, lovely. I like that. Anyhow, it turned out that he started delivering bread round Wingfield, Tebbuth, Chalgrave Church and back home. Yeah, up Lord's Hill. God, that was hard work, pushing that bike up there with a big basket of bread. Yeah.
Easier coming down?
Well, I used to kick the carrier up and wedge my feet underneath the carrier to keep it so the carrier wouldn't drop down while I was riding. Put my feet on there, off the pedals. And the way we used to, I reckon I used to do, well, looking at it now, I reckon I used to do 30 mile an hour along that road. Well, that used to bring me all the way from top of Lord's Hill to the Washbrook before I used to have to start pedalling again. Anyhow, for years I done that. I cycled that and done that. Hail, rain, thunder, snow, frost, frozen roads and God knows what. I still done me bread round. Wardy laid me in the bad weather 2.25 hours to do it. Yeah, 2.25 hours. And anyhow, when I was it's about 16 and a half, we had the most terrific bloody thunderstorm and bit blizzard that I'd ever known. Yeah, and it was so hard to work that half the time I couldn't cycle. I had to get off and push the bike. So I bloody near walked all the way round, walked and run the best I could. Of course, I knew Wardy ever. And of course, when I got back 2.75 hours later, where the effing hell have you been? Started swearing. You lazy little bastard, you. Oh, I said, do you know what it's like out there with a carrier bike? You stupid sod, I said, you don't know what your right and left hand are doing, you don't. I said, you ought to be out in this. Anyhow, he gave me a rucking of a lifetime. Never thought no more about it. Never thought no more about it. Anyhow, on the next morning, when I went home at night, my mum said to me, you're in a bad mood. God. I said, do you know, Wardy? I said, if I got a knife, I'd kill him. So she said, why? I said, well, he called me a lazy bastard. So my mum said, oh, that wasn't very nice, Harry. I said, no. I said, it won't be very nice when I ever talk with him tomorrow. So she said, oh, yeah. What about? I said, I ain't saying nothing. I said, I'm making my mind up on this, with this, not telling you or Dad nothing. And that's it. And if you don't like what I done when I done it, that's just hard luck. Of course, when I went into work on the Friday morning, good morning, Percy. Good morning, you lazy sod. That was the answer I got from him. I said, I want to speak to you, Mr. Ward. And he looked at me when I called him Mr. Ward. I said, I want to speak to you, Mr. Ward. Yeah, what do you want? I said, as from next Friday, I shall no longer be working for you. I said, I am giving you an official week's notice. You can stick, well, excuse the language, I've never swore, and that was the first time I'd ever swore. I said, you can stick your job up your arse. I said, because I ain't going to do it no more after next Friday. So I said, you let her put up with me for next week. I said, and that's it. I ain't doing it no more. And of course he had to give me my cards, didn't he? And but the funny thing, a big coincidence, I was 16 and a half. On my way home that night, on that Friday night, I got my cards. I wasn't going to work Saturday morning. No, that was it. I was finished. Who should be standing at Dad's baker's was Elsie, the daughter of Jack Bird. Hello, Harry. I said, hello, Elsie. She said, you look happy. I said, yep, I am happy. She said, why? I said, I'm unemployed. You what? I said, I've packed my job in at Waters. I ain't going to ride that bloody carrier bike no more. Oh, she said, me dad and that often talk about the way the weather, you know. Harry ain't had a very good day. I said, I told him to stick his job up his arse. And she laughed. And she said, hold on a minute. She stood there thinking for a little while. Come on in the house. Come on in the house for a minute. Dad, Mum, come together, please. They came out of the bakehouse, yeah. Dad, when is old Ernie finishing? He said, in a fortnight's time. She said, well, he can finish earlier than that. He can finish in a week's time. Why? So the old man said, why? She said, well, he said, Elsie said, Harry ain't working. He's packed his job in with Wardy. Ever talk with him and see what you can see with him? So Bertie said to me, he said, for what reason, Harry? I said, well, what's upset me most of all with Wardy, he promised he was going to teach me to drive. And he turned around and told Brighty he's going to teach him instead of me. I can still do the carrier bike job. I said, I won't go to that for another year or two. So I said, I told him to stuff it up his arse. Told him straight out. So Mr. Bird said, I think so. So he said to Chris, he said, can we sneak enough money for pay him a week's wages? Shit, and then get rid of the old chap.
Who was the old chap?
One of the old chap that was retiring from them.
Was this Ernie?
Yeah, eh?
Was this Ernie?
Yeah.
Who is Ernie?
And he was an employee of Jack Bird's.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what his surname was?
No.
No.
Anyhow, Birdie took me on, and he said to me, he said, I said, yeah. I said, if he hadn't turned me down for driving, I said, I'd have probably stopped with him for another couple of years till I had to go in the army. So I said, anyhow, not bloody lightly, not under them bloody terms, the way he was treating me and insulted me. So Bertie said, no, all right. He said, anyhow, Chris said to me, well, when's your birthday, Harry? I said, February the 9th. I said, I should be 17. She said, yeah, you'll be old enough to learn to drive a motor then, won't you? I said, yeah. I said, well, a van at least. So She looked at Birdie, she said, the yard's big enough. We can let him loose in the yard with one of the old Ford vans, get him to feel how to drive and how to change gear and all this business. So he said, anyhow, said, right, start on Monday here. He said, 6:30. Oh, fair enough. So I said, by the way, I've got an idea. I said, when I was there last week, I said, I'll let them all know at Wingfield and Tebbuth that I was finishing. I said, if Wardy can't get nobody to do that round, I said, we'll step in. I said, but we will in any case step in on this Monday. If that's all right with you and Jack. Yeah. I said, do extra batch of bed. Fill the standard van up. And then on the Monday morning, I said, 7:45, we'll sneak into the Wingfield and Tebbuth with a van, with the bread of Birdie's awarded round. So, of course, that's what I done. And, of course, I got the round, didn't I? Yeah.